Welcome to this video on basic algebra. Algebra is simply a language that allows you to speak efficiently about numbers. For example, we have learned at school that 5 plus 2 is 7 this way. Also, we have learned 5 times 2 is 10 this way. Algebra changes this into a more efficient way, which is 5 plus 2 equal 7 and 5 times 2 is equal 10. So you can see the times sign, the x has been changed into a small point or dot. Recognizing new symbols. The terms in the two original questions are 5 and 2. 5 and 2 are specific numbers. In algebra, the terms can be variable, that's coming from a verb to vary or to change. If we change 5 plus 2 equals 7, which you know it's true, to something x plus 5 equals 7, you create something called an equation. And this equation may or may not be true depending on the value of x. So if we place x, for example, equal to 1, this equation is not going to be true, because if I'll take x and put 1 plus 5 equals 7, adding 6 equals 7, that's not true. 6 will never equal to 7, so it's not true. I know if I put x equal 2, that would give me 7 equals 7, which is true. Important things to know where the most students get confused is adding and subtracting in algebra is the same as in basic arithmetic. So let's say 9 plus 2 is equal 11. Same, you can see the sign plus is the same as in algebra, wouldn't be changed, same sign says. But in multiplication, here you should be careful. I'll start with an example. 7 times x. Like you can see from the example, it's really confusing. They have 2x, and this one looks like a small version of this one. So in algebra, we don't use this. We use another forms. 7 times x, two brackets, or 7 times x, bracket, one parentheses, sorry, two parentheses and one parentheses, or 7 times x, small dot, or simply 7x. So whatever you can see two expressions this way, that means the sign between these two expressions is the multiplication. In divisions, it's nothing really changing, it's still the same as the basic arithmetics. For example, 9 dividing by 3, in algebra would be 9 over 3, or 9 forward 3. Grouping simple, tell us where to start the operation. In this example, they force us to start with this one first. So you can't do 18 divided by 2. You have to do 6 plus 18, which is, you add in them, it gives you 24 dividing by 2. Now 24 dividing by 2 is equal 12. 6, they force us to do this one together, 18 and 2. So 6 plus 18 divided by 2 is 9. It would give me 15. Different grouping, different answer, even if we have the same number. Why we start in parentheses first? Because we have something called order of operation, which force us to start with parentheses, then multiplication or division, then adding or subtracting. If you don't have parentheses, multiplication and division would be your first option. Example, 12 plus 16 dividing by 2 minus 1 times 3. We have to start with dividing and multiplying first. So 12 plus dividing 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now minus 1 times 3 is actually 3. Now what we do is just add them. We're going to have 17. 20 take away 3 is 17. algebraic expressions. You pause the video and you go through all of this. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you have to understand that sometimes you have an English words it's telling you how to write the actual algebraic expression. For example, C increased by 2, that means addition, that means C increased by 2. So we're adding 2. I'll give you a quick quotient of x and 4, that means division, x over 4. Example, 12 decreased by 7 times b number. B could be any number. So 12 decreased, that means negative, by 7 times b. 7 times b. We know that we don't put x here. That's mean 7 times b. The other one is 9 plus quotient of c over, we know quotient is division, so c over 6. So on more. The 4 operations. Okay, before we start this example, this exercise, let me explain something very quickly and very important. The problem of operations in algebra is sign. This is why I am going to teach you a way that will work for any problem. But what you have to know is this. Negative times negative would give you positive, and negative times positive would give you negative, positive times negative would give you also negative, and positive times positive would give you positive. So if you multiply two negative signs, it's going to give you positive. Any two different signs is going to give you negative. That means simply, same with negative dividing by negative give you positive. Negative dividing by positive would give you negative, and positive dividing by positive would give you positive. Simply, if the signs are different, always negative win. Just remember this way. If they are different, the negative sign will win always. Now, whatever you see two signs next to each other, just multiply them and put the new sign. Whatever you see this way, that's mean multiplication as well. Put on the new one. This way, also you put this one. Any kind. This way, minus 3 times minus 1. First you multiply the numbers. 3 times 3 times 1 is 3. Now you multiply the actual signs. Negative times negative is positive. They give you positive 3. So now, that's in adding, that's in multiplying and dividing. In adding and subtracting, simply, if you have more negative than positive, the final answer would be negative. So if I have minus 3 plus 2 minus 1, I can see I have negative more. I have negative 4 and negative 1, negative 3 and negative 1, which is negative 4. And then we're adding negative 2, that would give me negative 2. So you should be, first you do it normal, and then you know that it's gonna have to be negative, because the negative are more than you lost more than you won. Now let's do some example. Let's do this one first. Minus 2 plus minus 8 plus minus 1. Remember what I told you. Two signs next to each other, you just multiply them. Minus 2 plus times minus is minus 8, plus times minus is minus 1. Now you do it normal. Negative 2 and negative 8 is negative 11, and negative 10 and negative 1 is negative 11. That's the first one. Second one would be the same. This one would be the same, just what you do is you multiply this 2, give you negative, so negative 4, give you negative 8. Same with this one. Positive times negative would give you the new sign negative. This one, negative times negative, would give you positive, and then you add them together. In multiplication would be the same. You multiply these two numbers first, and then the signs. If you have a number with no sign, that means it's positive. The sign is positive. So the sign here, which the hidden sign, is positive. And dividing would be the same. Minus 24 dividing by minus 2. This one is dividing by 3 times put it to bracket minus 8. So you know that minus over minus is positive. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Dividing 3 times minus 8, which is minus 24. Now you have 12 dividing by minus 24. You know that positive dividing by negative is negative, and that would give you half. Simple for ordering numbers and reciprocals. Alright. I'll start with talking about reciprocal. Any number times it by its reciprocal will give you 1. For example, 2, and the reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. Why? Because if you times this 2 times 1 over 2, it's like you timesing two fractions. You can always put any number over 1. Now you times top by top. How you will times two fractions? Top by top, bottom by bottom. So 2 over 2, we have 1. So what's the reciprocal of 1 over 3? Would be 3. Why? Because 1 over 3 times 3 we put this 1 over 1. Any number you can always put on 1. We have 3 over 3, which is 1. And remember this one, the reciprocal is going to be used in when you're solving equations. Now, ordering numbers. We know this one is greater than, this one is less than, this one is greater than or equal, this one less than or equal, and this one is an equal. How do I remember this? It's two ways. You can, that's greater. If you put a dash here, it will look like 7, and this one will look like 4. So this means this is greater and this is less than. Or you can say that's the less than. It really looks like L, and less than start with L, so must be this simple for less than. Give you an example quickly. Write 12 and 15 in statement form. 12 is less than 15. 12, which one is a less than? Less than 15. Other one, minus 12, less than 15. 12 is greater than or equal 15.